Well, it's time to call it a day, I believe. Almost. Not before we wrap up and we provide you, dear audience, with a decent set of take-home messages, key messages that we would love you to remember. And whom other should we ask than our very host, Phenix Capital Group, represented here in the studio with me by Dirk Meuleman, the CEO. Thank you for joining us after such a long day, Dirk. It was great. But, you know, there's so much we have heard, so much that the audience had to take stock of, and great, you've provided all that insight. But what are the few key takeaways that you would love your audience to remember and to take home with them?
I think today was the social day of the program. Yesterday we looked at climate, today at social. And for key takeaways, first of all, it's great to have a conference with more women as speakers today than men. Also very clear call to action from Letitia. How do we want to use this tool, finance, for the benefit of our beneficiaries? And I think that is, for me, the key message of impact investing. We see call for transparency, of learning by doing. There's definitely a theme of integrating impact into the entire portfolio, be it on, like we discussed yesterday, with net zero, or on social and all the other things. In the end, I love the message also, let's not have the perfect be the enemy of the good.
That's still quite a bit to remember. I've once learned a human brain can only remember or process 2, maximum 3 things. So if you had to pick one, I know it's hard out of such rich content, but what would that be?
If I had to take one item, I would go with Dana from Heron Foundation about deconstructing how to do investments to make the whole portfolio align with what they want to do. I think that's, to me, the main thing.
Sounds like a good one. Thank you.
Thanks. The world is changing, and we are seeing great initiatives where institutional capital is contributing to solutions and addressing some of the key challenges the world faces, even aligning their entire portfolios with the SDGs. For me, some of the things that stood out over the last 2 days are we are all moving towards net zero, just at different speeds. Moving the whole portfolio aligned with the SDGs. The need for clarity, but also humility on the impact we create. Also what Ross said today. And the need to close the gap between impact and human rights. We see that in these times, there's great opportunities to finance all these transitions society is going through. From broadening access to capital through diversity and inclusion-focused funds and programs, but through taking biodiversity into account in all the investment decisions. More practically, around this conference, we have set up more than 400 individual meetings between institutional investors and a group of carefully selected fund managers. And our goal is always to show that it is possible to create a good investment portfolio that also has a good impact. And we hope that all these different strategies make it possible for people to see that this is possible, and also to meet some of the people they could do this with. We are in a time of transition, a time filled with opportunities, and a time where we as institutional investors are held to a higher bar. It's great to see so many of you participating and rising to the challenges of this time. As a final word, I would like to thank all our sponsors, participants, and supporters that have made this event possible, with special thanks to our strategic partners for this event, the GIN, MN, PGGM, and the PRI, and of course also to the IFC Asset Management, our lead sponsor. I want to thank the fantastic team at AVEC for doing a great job setting up the whole studio and supporting all the AV for today. And I want to thank the fantastic team at Phenix Capital. That's a joy to be working with every day, that have done so much work on organizing this event. We have less than 10 years to go for the Sustainable Development Goals. Let's make them count.
Thank you, Dirk. And I think I have to thank you, not for having me. No, I think I can speak on behalf of the entire audience. Hundreds of people who have tuned in over the last 2 days, for you and Phenix Capital Group for providing this very rich content and this fantastic lineup of speakers and sponsors. I will say, thank you, Dirk.
Thanks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have to call it a day now. All great things end at some point, and we've reached this point now. It's been a pleasure indeed being with you. My name is Manuel Adamini. It was great. It was a pleasure and honor guiding you through these 2 days. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for your interest, and goodbye.